This is the new Pixel 8a in the bay color. And this time around is extremely punchy. That is the bay from the 8 Pro, and check out the bay on the 8A. It's definitely more saturated. That's how I would describe it. This aesthetic really fits in with the 8 and 8 Pro with the visor look along the top. Is actually feeling a little bit more premium with this metallic frame. This is quite a comfortable size to hold as well. I noticed that the ridge is not as substantial as it is on the Pro. So if I hold up the Pro here, I can sort of fit my finger underneath. It's a much taller ridge, more camera components. Here, more subtle. So if I place it down like this, now I can tell we've got more of a bezel on this unit compared to the Pro model or the standard Pixel 8. However, it's important to remember that this is an early first look, hands-on, so I can't go through everything with this device. 8 Pro, and then the new 8A, which, as you can tell, very similar in scale to the standard Pixel 8. Today's episode has been sponsored by EarFun and their affordable ANC wireless headphones that are actually gonna remind you of some stuff that's a lot more expensive. With the code in the description, you can get these things for like 60 bucks, so definitely go check that link. You can see high-res audio, wireless audio as well, 80 hours of playtime on a battery, hybrid active noise cancellation, 40mm drivers, unboxing experience, relatively elegant. You can see the whole thing folds up. Soft headband as well as ear cups. And if we look at the bottom side, you can see they charge up over USB-C, which is nice. And that Type-C port is capable of fast charge. So 5 minutes gives you 5 hours of battery life. Noise canceling, you have a strong ANC, comfort, wind canceling, ambient sound, or normal. Can you talk now, Mo?
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
0. Louder, Mo!
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
0! Here, you try.
All right, go. You're not talking. There's no way you're talking.
I'm talking now. I'm talking now for real.
Are you actually talking?
I'm talking now for real.
Okay, wow, I can't hear anything you're saying.
Why do I talk loud like this?
No way. No way. That was you yelling? You mess with me a lot, so I don't know if you're messing with me.
I'm not. Mo!
Oh, you were yelling there.
Mo!
Oh, wow, these are really good.
Google is saying it's the most durable A-series phone that they've made yet. It's IP67 protected, so it's gonna do better with both water and dust, and the majority of the body is actually made of recycled aluminum. The display on this guy, 6.1 inches, 20:9 aspect ratio, the resolution, 2400 by 1080, and it does go up to 120 hertz on the refresh. It's got Gorilla Glass 3 on the front glass, an always-on display, and it can do up to 1400 nits of HDR brightness, and up to 2000 nits for peak brightness. Now they're stating it's got 24-hour battery life. Obviously that depends on how you use your device, but the actual battery inside is listed at 4492 milliamp hours, and it also features fast charging, and it also features wireless charging, which is a nice little touch for an A-series device. You can get it in either 128 or 256 storage, and it has 8 gigs of RAM, and of course it's also got Google's Tensor G3 chip. You're getting the Google One VPN built in at no extra cost, and Google is saying that you're gonna get 7 years of OS security and feature drop updates. Of course, this is a major advantage that Google has. Often, new and experimental features will drop on the Pixel devices first, seeing as how they're the ones that develop the operating system. Now, the other nice thing is that even though this is Google's budget device, you're getting the same chip that you get in the premium devices, so you'd expect performance to be similar as well, at least when it comes to processing power. They give you the Tensor G3, even though you're not paying as much as you were for the 8 Pro, for example. It does feature stereo speakers as well, so it'll be tougher to cover up the sound. And as far as colors go, and as I mentioned earlier, this is called Bay, which is a little bit more saturated than the 8 Pro Bay, but there's also going to be obsidian, porcelain, and aloe. Now here's another bold statement. Inside of my notes that they sent over, they say that the Pixel 8a has the best camera under $500. So two things there. That tells us that the device is gonna be under $500, I presume USD. But it also, of course, tells us that they're very proud of their camera, both hardware and software. Now let's talk a little bit more about those cameras. I can't show you samples from those cameras right now, but I can give you the specs. 64 megapixel quad PD wide camera. It's got an f1.89 aperture and it gives you an 80-degree field of view. The image sensor size is 1/1.73 inches. It's also got a 13 megapixel ultra wide camera. That's at f2.2, and that field of view is 120 degrees, and it's also got built-in lens correction, so you don't have too much of that warping or fisheye effect. And the main camera, the wide camera, has both optical and electronic image stabilization. On the front, we have a 13 megapixel selfie camera. That's a fixed focus, and it has a 96.5 degree ultra wide field of view, so that should be enough, possibly fit a couple people into that selfie. Of course, you've got all of Google's software features inside of the camera app, including Magic Editor, Best Take, Magic Eraser, Photo on Blur. Like, this list has gotten longer and longer, but it is all gonna be baked into the 8A. When it comes to video recording, you're gonna be looking at 4K at 30 frames or 60 frames, and even the front camera can do 4K as well at 30 frames. You can do slow motion up to 240 FPS. There is video stabilization built in, but since this is a first look hands-on video, I can't test that out right now. However, I will, and I have a little bit of confidence because I've just had such good experiences with Pixel cameras in the past. Maybe this is the best camera under 500, we'll have to see. So just handling the devices, I mean, this one feels incredibly similar to the Pixel 8. In the past, the A series would have maybe a more plastic body, or maybe the build would be a giveaway that you were looking at a more budget model, but that's not really the case anymore. These two in hand feel very interchangeable, and that's a good thing because people get to have a premium phone experience for under 500 bucks. Now, obviously, I've got to play with the phone a little bit more extensively, but I'm pretty confident with the Tensor chip in there and these bold statements about the camera performance that we're probably looking at something fairly competitive at that particular price point. It obviously comes out like months after the original, many months after the original, but they give you a lot of what you were getting in their premium or flagship device at this discount. Although one thing I like about all the Pixel models is that because the bulge at least goes across the entire back of the phone, there's no wobble. Here's the Pro. I mean, maybe if you were pushing in the very top, but pretty much anywhere you would tap on the phone, there's no wobble. They've gone for the matte finish on the back. Standard Pixel 8 has a glossy back on it, and then it has the brushed matte section around the camera component. This one has the matte finish for both. Matte finish on the visor bar and matte finish on the back of the device. This is probably my preference. It doesn't attract fingerprints really at all. Regardless of that, you can always go ahead and slap an ultra thin later case on the brand new Pixel 8a. I've actually got some of those here. Ooh, we've got lots of colors. This is a development sample, but these will be ready to go. Coffee color. I don't know about coffee with the blue. However, look at that. If you want the thinnest case to go with your brand new Pixel 8a, you can definitely check out later cases. These will be live on the site. Dark blue with light blue. Look at this. Okay, we can do this as well. That's kind of cool. We can definitely go with that. So this just gives you a little bit of texture, a little bit of confidence. It won't slip out of your pocket as easily. However, interacting with the phone feels like you have nothing on. That's kind of the point with later case. If you're gonna pre-order the phone, if you like what you see, then you can also go ahead and order up the case. All the details for both the phone and the cases will be down in the description. The other thing to note, since we don't have any power adapters in the box anymore, you can also head over to our friends at Anker because they have the easiest, most portable little power bricks and bigger ones if you want more power. But like, look how portable that little thing is. This one's a no-brainer. You're gonna need a power brick anyway. All right, so how's that for a hands-on and first impressions? That's everything Google told me I can do at this point. I'm gonna power this up and actually use it and see how it compares to the 8 Pro specifically, because the 8 Pro has actually been the device in my pocket. We'll see how interchangeable these two devices are, and if I feel like I'm missing out on anything, swapping over to this sub $500 phone. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Is this a real contender in the sub $500 smartphone wars? I think it might be, but you let me know.